Sure.
Welcome back to the Gauntlet of Greatness. No bandless modern action queued up for you. I'm Randy Buehler. That's Shadow over there. We are playing a win-in. This is Group A. Elves and Pod played way back in the very first week of the season. It was the Pod deck that was victorious there, but since then, Elves has won a match, Pod has lost a match, and the rematch turns out to be a win-in to join the Stoneforge deck in the playoffs. So I'm going to be playing the Elves side. I'll let you check out these deck lists. Elves versus Pod. Here's the Elf deck. It's kind of what you would expect from an Elf deck in No Bandless Modern. Now, the tricky bit is most people remember the Elves deck from when Luis Scott Vargas won the Pro Tour. And his deck was, it's the Glimpse of Nature combo going up to Craterhoof Behemoth. But Wirewood Symbiote is not actually legal in Modern just because that set isn't legal. Nor is the Birchlore Ranger. You don't get those couple of elves. And that actually makes it a little harder. It's also possible that 4 Skull Clamps is too many. But you got 30 elves. Skull Clamps, great for drawing cards. Mental Missteps, great for disrupting the opponent. You get Green Sun Zenith, which is awesome. Like I said, so I'm not convinced the build is optimal. Like, nobody has solved exactly the best way to build elves. But most of the ways you want to improve it aren't actually legal in the format. So we'll work with what we got, and we'll see how it goes. Here's the Pod deck. Now, this Birthing Pod deck, the combo that it has is Archangel of Thune Spike Feeder, and I bring that up first because Elves can't beat it. If that combo comes down, the Elf deck, it's not capable of dealing arbitrarily large amounts of damage. It's capable of dealing hundreds, but obviously not millions. There's a Stoneforge package. Umezawa Jitte can obviously be good in the matchup. You know, there's a little bit of discard. There's some ramp. I mean, the deck is just solid. Now, it can be clunky, especially if it doesn't draw Birthing Pod, but I mean, it's a whole bunch of good cards and a whole bunch of options that do things, including Orzhov Pontiff. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. You ready for this, Shadow?
I am ready. So what answers do you have on the board for Birthing Pod?
That's a fine question. I don't know if that's even the way I play it. Like,
You might just not care.
I have Abrupt... no, I can't do it with Abrupt Decay. Because it's more than 3 CMC. I mean, I can Thought Seize Duress, if that's the way I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I can... Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I think I have to combo kill you. I'm supposed to be faster than Birthing Pod. Like, I don't have answers to the card Birthing Pod. In theory, I'm faster. If I decide I need to fight the pod aspect of your deck, it'll be with Hand Destruction. It'll be Duress and Thought Seize.
Sure. Okay. All right, sounds good. I'll see you on the other side.
All right. I will mute you, and we can chat more after the match. All right. Elves hosting a match. Let's see what happens. That's a lot of land. Wow. I don't think I can keep this draw. Llanowar into Visionary? Yikes. And I get a Scry if I mulligan? I don't think I can keep 5 land. Yeah, this seems way better. Is Shaman even what I want? I don't think Shaman's what I want. Push that to the bottom. Alright, well, we've got Nettle Sentinel Heritage Druid. That's kind of nice. I think I just lead Llanowar, though, right? Make mana? Also, I have no idea why I didn't Mental Misstep the Deathrite Shaman. I should have Mental Misstepped his Deathrite Shaman. I mean, it's not super relevant to the matchup, but he doesn't have that many ones either. That was just a mistake. Not used to playing counterspells in my elf deck. I'll have to forgive me. Yeah. Do you want Skullclamp or Jitte? So... I mean, I can play my hand. It just doesn't go anywhere. And Jitte is going to mess me up. I mean, I guess he can't start using Jitte counters next turn. All he can do is summon the Jitte. He doesn't have enough mana to equip it, which means he can't make any counters. Although I guess he can go land Deathrite. I have to hope he doesn't start mowing things down and set up, or I can start skull clamping things. I feel like I'm going to need a combo turn. And I just need a bit, like, this hand isn't going to win the game from here. I need to figure out how to get a hand that's actually capable of winning the game. I mean, I need Glimpse of Nature is what I need. Like, I've got Nettle Sentinel. I've got Heritage Druid. Jitte is so bad for me. I mean, it's possible I just shouldn't have used my fetch land. Jitte. I can't beat a Jitte. I could have slowed it down a turn. I decided to try to get lucky off Skull Clamp and set up an awesome hand instead of slowing it down a turn. I mean, I should have misstepped the Deathrite, but I mean, I don't feel like that's what's really the problem here. Alright, Glimpse of Nature? Rex Sage. I can beat a Jitte, no problem. No problem. Alright, now what? That Jitte card's pretty good, huh? Yeah, now Siege Rhino's pretty good too. Now I'm at 11 and there's a 4/5 Trampler. Like, this elf deck, it doesn't have the combo potential that I remember it having from back in the day. It's just not here. 4, 5, 6, yeah. I have one turn after this one. This feels like it's a setup shop turn. I think I'm going to Skull Clamp first. Yeah, I still feel like I'm going to need more cards. I mean, if I could find a Glimpse of Nature, I could really set up. Visionary. Dryad Arbor. Alright. I mean, I have some cards that do some things. I take what, 6 or 7 here? What has he got? Six? I don't even remember what he has for 6. Oh, Green Sun Zenith. Sure. Does he have another Siege Rhino? Well, he used Deathrite for mana. Siege Rhino is not actually lethal. He can get... I just don't think this kills me. Oh. Sure. Eternal Witness. Frigite. Yeah, you get me next turn. That is how the world works. Glimpse of Nature one time? Dwynen's Elite. So this hand doesn't go anywhere. It just makes a bunch of elves. Dealer, one time. This hand just plays a bunch of dorky elves and then gets destroyed by a Jitte. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Nettle Sentinel, Heritage Druid. I mean, I think I just have to put a bunch of my hand into play now, otherwise I die to the Siege Rhino. Like, I don't think this is gonna work. Timing of having 3 of those things to tap is also annoying. So I guess we can see if we get lucky. Crater Hoof. It's so hard to have. How much mana do I have? So I can make 3 mana. That's 5. That's 6. I can summon Heritage Druid. Like, I can get a Crater Hoof down, but I don't think it's not going to be a lethal one. Maybe it is. The 2 Nettle Sentinels have summoning sickness is the problem. Crater Hoof does block. Wow. Well, I think I've got enough mana that I can afford to just keep drawing more cards. That didn't help. So now I'm at 3, 6, 7. which is not good enough. Really wish I had a little more experience with this deck, because I feel like the only thing I'm confident in is that I'm not finding the optimal paths. Good lord, look at these blanks. This is the wrong card for this deck, and I have too many of these. I feel like I should have 2 or 3 Skull Clamps, and these Mental Missteps are just clogging up the works. Like, look at this, I'm out. 3 Missteps and 2 Skull Clamps clogging up my hand, along with a couple of lands. So now I'm at 6 mana, and I'm just done. Huh. Well, this isn't getting me anywhere. I'm going to keep digging and hoping that this somehow solves my problems. Llanowar Elf is kind of what I was looking for. Now I'm up to 7 mana. Can I do something cool with Green Sun Zenith? I mean, I can get Rurik Thar. Oh, I can get the Shaman. That's basically it. I don't have the massive card drawing guy. This deck always feels awkward. Can I get the mana to Craterhoof and Deathrite? It's still not lethal. He's at 19. Don't know why. There's no Regal Force in the deck, but there's no Regal Force in the deck. That feels like what I would want to go get here. Do I just keep clamping? I mean, I can use Green Sun Zenith to get out of this. Misstep and a Guilt-Leaf Palace. All 4 friggin' missteps. So now I have to Green Sun Zenith. For something. Is it stupid Visionary? Is it... Nettle Sentinel doesn't leave me with anything to Skull Clamp. I think it's Visionary. Dwynen's Elite does make a bunch of mana. Maybe Dwynen's Elite's better. If I get the Elite, then I can clamp and I'm making mana. I guess it's Dwynen's Elite. I just don't understand where I'm going. Oh, that doesn't untap the Nettle Sentinels. That's annoying. Deathrite Shaman is nice. It's got to be the play. I still have no idea what I'm actually doing. I don't understand. Oh, I can double claim Dwynen's Elite to draw 4. That's kind of fun. Is that good? I don't know. It's Deathrite Shaman does the same thing. I mean, I guess I'm setting up Craterhoof for next turn. And my goal is to survive, but like he's gonna hit me with Jitte. And Siege Rhino tramples. I can get Rurik Thar. So I have, once again, I have 7 mana. But Green Sun Zenith makes, you know. You guys think I can kill him with Craterhoof plus Shaman of the Pack? Not actually getting that many creatures into play is my problem. I guess if I start drawing 4 off 1 creature, I'm going to turn ahead. It's like 3 mana to draw 4 cards off Deathrite Shaman. Alright, let's try that. Oh my god, Glimpse of Nature. I play that card? Since when is Glimpse of Nature in my deck? How good would that have been a million years ago? Of course, I have no creature cards in my hand right now. Hilarious. So I have to double clamp Dwynen's here, right? Still have... Do I have enough mana? If I double... I have 4 mana right now. If I double clamp Dwynen's, I'm down to 2 mana, which is not enough to Green Sun Zenith. Oh no, I can Green Sun Zenith for a 1-drop. All right. There need to be more cheap creatures in this deck. If those friggin' Mental Missteps actually did something. All right, now I have Rurik Thar. I also have Elvish Visionary. I cannot glimpse into Visionary. I have no 1-drops in my hand. I have to just play Elvish Visionary. Odds on Shadow being asleep here? Pretty high, right? I'm playing a Deathrite, or am I playing a Glimpse? Like, I only have 19 cards left in my library. The problem is, my entire library isn't good enough. Oh, but I don't even have black mana. Like, how would I cast this Shaman of the Pack? I have to Green Sun Zenith for it, which means I have to not draw it, which I already kind of should have drawn it. Oh my god. Ah! I don't understand what was going on in this game. Now, obviously, with the resources I have access to, I should have won this game, even with this, like, weirdly handicapped deck list. I really don't understand my plan from here. I can't make enough mana to cast Crater Hoof. I mean, I can obviously play the Deathrite to untap the Nettle Sentinels. I mean, Shaman only nugs him for like 7 or something. That doesn't do anything. Crater Hoof isn't enough either. I don't know. I guess I do those things. I don't think Glimpse actually helps here as I'm running out of creatures and... This is 4 mana? There's no way to turn a profit on mana here. I'm gonna get another Nettle Sentinel. I do have a decent number of ones left. So now I have 3, 6, 8. Now I can actually get the Crater Hoof down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does this do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we actually got there. What a crazy game. Huzzah! Should not have been that hard. Should not have been that hard. But we got there. Good Lord. Alright. I don't care about stopping his mana creatures. Thoughtseize isn't crazy. Abrupt Decay doesn't do anything. Scavenging doesn't do anything. What if 2 of these cards actually do things? I guess Dragonlord of Tarka is interesting. Can I just go Thoughtseize? I think I do. All right, if I can get his pod, that's awesome. I wish I had more elves in here, but they're not here. I can't really take out the skull clamps. I mean, I could turn them into duresses, but the scavenging ooze doesn't do anything. Maybe it's better than... I don't know. Let's just try this. Man, if those missteps were just elves, I think this deck would be a lot better. It doesn't want to play the disruption game, and it's not like there's one drops that it needs to deal with. I understand the intuition from a deck building point of view to just put in the missteps into every deck, but I'm pretty sure they're wrong in this deck, which is interesting. I think it should be minus the missteps, minus like 1 skull clamp, just plus 5 elves. Yeah, it's a keeper. Mike Green Sun for Heritage Druid here, so I've got Heritage Druid, Nettle Sentinel. Hopefully the Skull Clamp can be enough again. And that Skull Clamp plan would work so much better if there were like 5 more elves in the deck. I think I just want to accelerate. Clocks are hilarious. It took me 20 minutes to win that game. His clock is still 56 and change. Oh, I should have brought an Abrupt Decay for Jitte. Is that the theory? Yeah, if he goes Stoneforge here, I'm going to wish I had a Jitte. I should have brought in some Abrupt Decays. I mean, I have the Rex Sage, and I have a Green Sun Zenith to go get it. I mean, I don't think this is a catastrophe. The thing is that Abrupt Decay, I mean, it's not like I can tutor up an Abrupt Decay. I'll just rely on my Reclamation Sage. Hope it's good enough. So, how do I play this? Visionary? Visionary Skull Clamp? I'm going to have 4 mana next turn where I can GSE for Jitte. I can't do it at instant speed, though. Yeah, I think it's Visionary. Okay. He can't activate Jitte next turn. None of these accelerate my mana. I think I just put out Skull Clamp. Oh, jeez. New target for Reclamation Sage. Forgot about that guy. Yeah, I should have Abrupt Decay in my deck. Alright, I can't do anything interesting while this guy's in play. So, let's kill it. I mean, I guess I could set up and do this on a future turn. No, I'm just going to do it. Not happy about the lack of access to Heritage Druid. I do die to Jitte on this line. But I mean, I'm dead to Eidolon anyway. I wasn't dead if he didn't have a 4th land. It's not a great line, but it was the line that I had. So I can go Heritage Druid, Nettle Sentinel, Heritage Druid, Nettle Sentinel lets me have 3 mana, 4 mana total. Still have a land drop. I mean, I pretty clearly have to try to win here. I don't know how far I can get, though. I'm basically just skull clamping and hoping to stay mana neutral, which is actually kind of hard with 1 Nettle Sentinel, and it takes 3 elves to do something. I feel like this is going to require me to get a little bit lucky. Now, there's no way I can do that without tapping Elvish Visionary, right? Hypothetically, I can go Llanowar Elves, trigger Tapple 3. No, that doesn't even work. Alright, because the Elves is still in the stack when the trigger happens. Need to hit Nettle Sentinels, and quickly is what I need to do. I guess I can summon a Visionary here. Is that better or worse? I'm gonna need this clamp. I'm gonna clamp first. Visionary Deathrite. Okay. Does Visionary even... Visionary feels inefficient. I'm not sure Visionary's good enough. Good lord. So I can summon Deathrite, make 3 mana. Oh, this doesn't work. I don't get the mana yet. Alright, I can do Visionary. I can do Dwynen's Elite, which gives me a clampable creature and 2 elves. Dwynen's Elite. Potential land drop for the turn. Alright. I'm going to summon Dwynen's Elite. Which gives me a clampable creature And 2 elves. Green Sun Zenith. So if I Green Sun Zenith for Nettle Sentinel, that'll untap 1 Nettle Sentinel. I'll wind up with another. And I'll still have the mana for Elvish Visionary to make 3 mana. Hate to waste that on tap, but what are you going to do? Thoughtseize doesn't do anything. Alright, well, I can Elvish Visionary. Elvish Visionary makes 3 mana now. 2 Nettle Sentinels, that seems better than Skull Clamp. Oh, a glimpse of nature. If we can draw creatures sort of one more time, feels like we're there. Llanowar Elf, sweet. So now I can go Glimpse, I can go Llanowar Elf, and that makes mana. Wheezy Yield's probably going to get me into trouble. But I'm tired of clicking. I think we're actually... Well, I have to start skull clamping things. What do we have? Visionary. Oh, seriously? Seriously, deck? Alright. Deathrite and another Glimpse. Surely we've done enough. Yeah, I cast a Glimpse, I cast a Deathrite. Up to 5 mana. Here's Twine and Delete. "26 cards in my library. Do not seem to be in any real danger of decking myself." Drew the Shaman of the Pack, so I'm going to need to play black mana, but I can do that. I've run out of cards in my hand. I can play the Shaman. So I basically just need the Shaman and the Craterhoof at this point, right? Haven't drawn the Craterhoof. Craterhoof is 8, so that's 9. That's 12. So... go ahead and do this. Take it. Down to 3. Now I just need the Craterhoof. Oh, which I just drew. Cool. Oh, this deck is more work than it should be somehow. Good game, Shadow.
I think I fell asleep once or twice during
yeah,
that
my
game.
apologies. That deck is so much more work than it should be. I mean, some of it I'm sure is my fault. Some of it I'm sure is a suboptimal list. I don't know which of those factors is bigger. Some of it is the fact that the cards you really want to put in the deck aren't legal in Modern because they're like one set before the beginning of Modern. But we got there. I'm positive those missteps are bad. And, I mean, I want to complain about multiple Skull Clamps, but I actually won both of those games off of Skull Clamp card draw. So maybe 4 Skull Clamps is right. Like, if the deck has a critical mass of cheap elves that you can just keep Skull Clamping and like go off with just a Skull Clamp for card drawing, then maybe 4 Skull Clamps is worth it. But the misstep god awful. Like the whole
I want a
time,
creature.
I just want more elves, please.
Yeah.
Can I just creatures, anything, untap triggers and card draws, and it seemed like the better deck though. Like Pod seems fine. Like I don't regret having it in the field, but the elf deck's got to be the better deck to go through to the playoffs.
I agree. And while I was rooting for the elf deck earlier, now that I had to sit through 30 minutes without clicking a button, maybe I wanted Pod to make it in.
Just wait till eggs. Remember the eggs deck?
I do remember eggs. Look, I'm sure it's really informational and fun for the viewers. But from this side,
no, I was looking at the chat. They were so mad at me. They were so mad at me. Some of them were distracted by like shouting down the people who were like, "Why didn't you kill him on turn 2?" It's like there's no turn 2 kill there. There was some stuff, but like anyway. I'm positive I didn't play optimally. I'm positive the deck list is flawed. The deck deserves to be in the playoffs though.